What's up, people? Welcome to this episode of the By the Hood podcast or webcast, because I don't know how you're consuming this content. I'm your host as always. My name is Jimmy. And as we start off every show, that's with gratitude. Just want to say thank you to anybody and everybody that supports everything we got going on. Special shout out to all the students at By the Hood University. My brother Corey can't be here right now. He's handling some business, but we got to get these pods recorded, man. So our platform, as everybody knows, is designed to highlight brothers and sisters who are doing amazing work in the community, building businesses, and just putting out positive energy, man. I got one of my brothers here with me about to tell his story. And one of the things that is interesting about, he has multiple businesses, but one of his businesses is that, is an actual product, right? So we have talked to a lot of real estate investors and people that invest in a lot of things, but we've have had a couple of people that have products, but I think, marketing products and creating products is something that we have to talk a lot more about. So without further ado, man, I got my brother Dak on me. Dak, what's good, brother?
Man, thanks for having me, bro. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely, man. And this is about you, man. We want to tell your story and talk about some of the things that you got going on. So first and foremost, can you tell our audience where you're from?
I'm from Philly, born and raised, man. Initially from Pass Young Projects out in South Philly. Moved up to Erie Avenue when I was about 10. So, kind of best of both worlds, man. So from there, it was just, bounced around a little bit. But I've been blessed and fortunate, man, to meet some good folks along the way and just, be doing all right.
So you claim North or South? What you claim, though?
I claim Philly, man. We're not going to do that.
No, I'm just messing with you, bro. I'm just messing with you. Yo, listen. So coming up or whatever, what schools did you go to in the city?
Middle school, I went to Conwell, Middle Magnet, man. That was heavy for me, man. A lot of good folks I met there. And it kind of, led me to, where you and I met over at Central High School. Now, unfortunately, I didn't graduate from Central. So wound up over Gratz where, I met some more good folks. So it was just, that's been my journey, man. Just different places, meeting phenomenal people wherever I go.
Yeah, man. And that's what it's about, man. Everybody has their own journey that leads them to wherever it is they're going to, right? So, and everybody has their story. So throughout that journey, me and you were just talking before we came on, and I was telling you that, man, you out here getting to it, taking action with multiple businesses, right? Was that something that was talked about when you were younger, about like starting businesses, or like what were your plans when you were younger?
Honestly, it was not talked about coming up. Rough finding my way, man, to be honest. It was rough finding my way. I worked for quote unquote corporate America for a little bit, working at Luxottica Retail for some time. And me finding my way in this entrepreneurial space actually came from, just feeling like they treat you like you're expendable. When you're on that other side. And I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that anymore, man. I had a rough going with Luxottica Retail, not to keep putting them on blast, but I had a rough, I had a rough going in that space when I had my daughter. And, they was just, it got crazy. So long story short, I moved on and had to find my way. And I was really trying to figure out what it was going to be. I had no idea which way I was going, but I knew I wanted to do something for self. So actually, that started back in 2010, 2011. And it all began just from a love of food, man. Love of food and bringing people together.
Was it like, what was the last straw with that old company? Was it something that was the last straw and you like, yo, I just got to get out of here? Or was it like just a bunch of stuff building up?
For the most part, it was both. Bunch of stuff building up, but at the end, it was the straw that kind of broke the camel's back was basically I would be there, all the time for them, opening, closing, holding it down. Coming in on my vacation, that type of thing, giving them my all, 110%, whatever they needed, thinking that was going to be my key to advancement. Then I would get, little managers here and there because they would switch managers and be like, oh, you ain't hear this from me, but you should have got this, you should be doing this. And all right, well, that's not my issue. I get there, but it became a problem. Like I said, once I had my daughter, trying to help my wife finish getting through school. And it was like, listen, I'm supposed to be here at 10:30. I got my daughter with me and my wife doing the pass off thing. I might get here about 10:45. And it was like, oh, we don't make deals with the schedule. Wow. And I was like, word, okay, you're right. Wow. So then from there, and then they fought me on unemployment after they decided to clip me. They was like, oh no, well, you quit and this and that. And it was just like, wow, like after all of this time, this is You know what I mean? So I was just like, I pretty much had enough of that.
Yeah, that's interesting because a lot of times in our community, we're taught that if you just work hard, like things will work themselves out. And that's just not the case. That's not the case. You know what I mean? It's not just about hard work, it's about other things as well. So we got to get off that. So listen, you said it was a love of food that got you into and tell the audience about your product, man, the Philmores Gourmet. What is Philmores Gourmet?
Philmores Gourmet is a line of gourmet sauces and seasonings stemmed from I like to say it's the fusion of two great culinary backgrounds, right? Me being from Philly, my wife from Baltimore. That's where you get the Philmores. And we just kind of, combine those flavor palettes. Like she got a different, spices and type things. She taught me to cook actually. So she was showing me different things. And I'm like, well, over here, this is what we do. And it's like, for two cities to be 2 hours apart, you'd be surprised how different things are as far as how they cook and cultural differences and
they got the mumbo sauce or something down there, right? Like, was that DC?
Yeah, it's more of a DC thing.
That's a DC thing.
So yeah, they heavy on that. But we stumbled, just like most of the things I do, man. We stumbled across something beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It was just like we would have during Eid celebrations and that type thing, sharing food with family and friends. And then people start requesting it. And in the meantime, I'm trying to figure out what's my next move. And it's just like, I done gained about 60 pounds. I think we got something here. You know what I mean? So that's actually how we just dove in from there. And I started doing my thing out the crib, like just, Thursday through Sunday, delivering food all over the city, built a bit of a following. And then from there, it became, you should bottle these sauces and seasonings. And I was like, all right, let's see if it's really as good as y'all say. And I think right now, people are starting to find out, as am I. Like they going crazy for some of these products.
That's a huge market, man. And I just want to shout out Lorinda real quick because she put me down with your sauce because she was cussing me out. First of all, Lorinda been cussing me out since the day I met her. But with that being said, though, listen, I'm a greedy dude too. So I was talking about like some Chick-fil-A. She was like, nah, get off that. This is what we doing. So I want to shout her out for that. But also,
shout out Lorinda for sure.
Yeah, also, I want to bring up real fast that I saw Master P show. He had your sauce on there. And he was great. He was raving about your sauce. So a couple of things is, what did that do for your business when Master P, like how was that look for you? Did that help you out?
Indeed it did, because primarily my thing right now is just trying to get some type of following and exposure, right? Like I firmly believe in the product. So my thing has always been, I just need the people to know about it. Once you try it, I think it speaks for itself. So having that type of platform and P and his genie kind of raving about it and saying, listen, this is pretty good. And it made people, kind of raise an eyebrow and say, let me check it out and see what's going on. So it's been working for us, you know what I mean? And I'm trying to just kind of ride the wave a bit and get out and meet some folks and just put people on, let them know what we got going on.
I love spicy sauce. Smells good.
Wow. Come on, Jim. Why you gonna lick your tongue like that?
It's so good.
Wow. Y'all see what Jeannie doing? Jeannie.
No. This? Philmore? Y'all got one. Y'all got one of them ones right here. I love spicy sauce. I put this on everything. I usually go to like a Jamaican restaurant, but I like to make my own jerk sauce, but this is gonna hit. And I'm gonna go to the Jamaican restaurant right when I'm done filming this so I can pour this all over my plate. Because this right here, talk about something.
Jeannie.
How you feel about that one? It's hitting?
It's hitting.
Okay, yeah, it's hitting.
It's hitting, and I'm from Louisiana. I'm just telling y'all.
Right, so his standards is high.
Yeah.
On this flavor.
I'm like, wow. And we didn't even put this on no meat or nothing.
I can't wait.
Wow.
Yeah, no doubt. Real quick though, one thing I noticed too is, so I've seen people try to create, sauces and things out of their crib and they try to sell it. And, they go to the restaurant depot and put it in a little bottle and sell it to you. This stuff is professionally packaged though. So how did you learn that part of the business, right? You talked about like, this wasn't a plan, you stumbled into this, but how did you pick up on that part? Who helped you with that or how'd that come about?
Like I said, it began with just kind of, fusing the two cultures and the two, profiles, right? So, like I said, Philly, Baltimore. So that was always my thing. So even with creating the logo, like a lot of people don't know, if you look at it closely, it's actually the Liberty Bell, right? Flipped upside down. But within that, you have the Maryland flag. So still trying to combine those two elements and keep things running on that theme. But I felt like flipping it upside down, it looked more like a crest. So I had a vision of where I wanted to go, sticking with that theme. And I just been running with it, man. I did a little research on just kind of, the what colors work and the psychology of colors and that type of thing, and what makes people hungry, that type of thing, man. So
you put a lot of work into this.
Indeed, man. It's been a labor of love, sometimes pain, you know what I'm saying? But we in it, man. We in it.
Oh man, that's amazing, man. You done a tremendous job, man. Like you did all this on the muscle, like just learning and all that. So what was the toughest part of this whole journey? Like what's been the biggest hurdle from like starting, okay, I think I have something, to get into now you have a packaged product, your product's been, in front of millions of folks with P. What's been the biggest hurdle or something that you had to come across that you got over?
I would probably say just figuring it out, like with anything else, right? If you don't know what you're doing and you just I tell people all the time, I'm winging it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's nothing special about me, you know what I'm saying? And I try to encourage people, like, if you got something you want to do and you just go after it. Yeah. You just take that step, right? You dive in. So that's been the hardest thing, is just kind of figuring it out as I go. Like everybody think it's easy to be a businessman. It's not. It's not, man. And especially when you realize that you need to protect yourself in this space, especially if you feel like you have a winning product, you have to protect yourself and you have to go about things the right way. A lot of people say, oh, you should go on Shark Tank. All right, well, Shark Tank is cool, but you got to be to a certain level, even for that, right? Because me personally, I'm still transitioning from, what began as a hustle, right? So the transition from a hustle to a legit business can it entails quite a bit, man. And I'm still learning as I go, but I'm enjoying the ride.
Okay. Yeah. That's dope, man. I love to see what you're doing, man. And I can't wait to see how big you take this. So as of right now, how many flavors do you have with Philmores Gourmet? How many flavors do you have?
We currently have 16 sauces and 14 spices and rubs. So a total of 30.
That's a lot of
more to come. We're working on a crazy steak sauce. I figure A1 shouldn't have all the fun, right? So working on a steak sauce and a salad dressing is coming soon. So we still got some more things coming. It's all about quality, versatility on all levels. Like, definitely, people say, what should I put it on? You can put it on any and everything. And I mean that, like anything. It makes everything taste better.
All right. So so a lot of companies have various sauces, whatever, but everybody always has like, their main sauce, their go-to that everybody likes, right? Yeah. So with Philmores Gourmet, what is like your number one seller or your biggest, because everybody has it.
Indeed, hands down, the bubbling brown sugar sauce.
And that's the one. That's the one. Brenda told me, you better take. She said, you better get that bubbling brown sugar. Like, bro, that's the one, huh?
That's the one there. They go literally. I've seen people drinking it, and I'm like, wow. Like the bubbling.
Was that the first one you guys came up with, or something came later?
That was the first one, and that was the one that really kind of catapulted things and made me believe that you should give it a run, because the way people just, yo, I need some more of that sauce. And I'm just like, really? Like I said, it was an accident, right? It was an accident. It began as a marinade, which you can still use as a marinade, a dipping sauce, however you want to use it. I still put it on. I'm trying to get right. So I put it on my salad. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing, man. You can put it on whatever you like, Jim. Like,
got you. But that's the one that people go crazy for. That's what's up. I knew that. Everybody got that one, right? Yeah. All right. So let me ask you this question, right? Along this journey, and you told your story how you started from, this was never a plan. You bumped into it, so now you're hustling, trying to put things together and make that transition from the hustle to the business, right? Has there been something that someone said to you, or a book or something that's inspired you or helped you along this journey?
As corny as it may sound, it's always been my wife. Like,
okay,
Shorty is Shorty hold me down, man. Like when I'm in these darkest spaces, like,
Well, let me ask you this question, right? That's actually an excellent answer. But let me ask you this question. How important is it to have a spouse that is on the same page with you, right? How does that help you as you make this transition? Because a lot of people don't have that. But you know, it's kind of like a cheat code when you guys are working together. How important is it for you?
I couldn't do it without her. Honestly, I couldn't do it without her. To me, it's important to, even if it's not on a romantic level, we all need somebody, right? They say nobody can do it on their own.
Yeah.
So for me, it's an added bonus because number one, like I said, she taught me to cook, right? So when I'm bouncing ideas, she gets it. She's been here with me forever. Like before this, like, you know, we've been together 22 years plus, man. So it's like she's been there. She gets it. She knows exactly what I'm trying to do. She's originally from Baltimore, been living in Philly with me forever now. So she understands the flavor profiles, where I'm trying to go, what we're trying to do with it. So it's amazing, man. And when you got somebody that you can turn to, because I don't have quote unquote a mentor, right? Or somebody who's been through it that can kind of, you know what I mean? And I think that's huge. Like if anybody that can find a mentor or somebody to kind of show them the ropes of what they're doing, I think that's a major key to success, bro, in any spectrum, right? So for me, just having her and just kind of being able to bounce ideas off of her and she knowing what I want to do, and it's huge. It's huge, man. I can't put it no plainer than that.
Hey man, shout out to the wife, man. We gonna make sure we make this a clip too, so she can see how you talking great about it too. Let me ask you this question, right? So if you're talking about the flavor profiles of someone from Philadelphia and Baltimore, you talk about how they're a little different, although we're so close. What would you say is the main difference between you know, Philadelphia and Baltimore as it comes to like, you know, the way we eat or what we eat or what have you? What's the difference?
You would think they were down south, right? It's more of a down south feel for the way they cook and the way they get down and the flavors that they use. I always thought it was just, you know, like I said, they only 2 hours away, if that, hour and a half, right? Depending on how you drive. But it's just, it's more of a down home type of feel, man. Just even with how they interact, like, and I initially didn't notice the differences, man. It's real culture. Okay. It's real culture.
So they have like their own culture and everything, even like in terms of, but I guess there's a lot of stuff that overlaps too between the two cities.
Precisely.
Yeah. Got you. Also, man, I'm gonna plug you in with this brother Robert Moreland, who kind of does the same thing. He has sauces and everything. He actually came on here before. And, okay. This is a way that I want to put you guys together because I'm pretty sure you can rub ideas off each other and try to figure out.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's amazing. I think it's amazing what you're doing because even in talking to him, learning the packaging process, you know, getting vendors to carry your sauces, that's like a whole process, man. How has the response been, the support been since you've created this brand?
Like anything else, it's an ongoing process, right? So you find people and you come across people in all different walks of life. Unfortunately, like they say, it's never the people that you in your immediate, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But again, like me being around in so many different places, living different places, I've run across so many different wonderful people, man, who support people like yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got y'all thing going on. You didn't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a blessing, man, that I've been able to meet so many different people from so many different walks of life. Word of mouth is huge. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And especially people that have had the food. So I haven't really like cooked and did my thing on that side since probably 2017 outside of catering, right? But I mean on a every week, daily basis type of thing. And people still, what's up with the food? I'm like, well, no, we're promoting the sauces and seasonings right now. But they want that food, you know what I'm saying? So still trying to work that back in. But I run across beautiful people all over, man. And the support has been real.
And I also saw that you were expanding, like, you know, adding other stuff to your portfolio of businesses. You were doing some clothes too.
Right.
How'd that come about?
First and foremost, I've always had a quote unquote passion for fashion, right? And then I heard somewhere before number one, the average millionaire has about like 7 different sources of income, that type thing. So my thing was always to try to think about things that are always in demand, right? Food, clothing, shelter. Now, I haven't gotten into that shelter space. Maybe we could rap about that later.
Let's go.
But, you know what I'm saying? So that was always my thing. Like many of us in the hood, man, we grew up trying to, rock this label, that label, man. I was always a huge polo guy, but I know what I like. And I'm like, why not just, you know what I mean? Like I've had ideas for things I wanted to do for maybe 10, 15 years. Mm-hmm. But it's just now that I have the resources and I know where to find things so I can find my own style of clothes, put my own logo on it and just wear my own thing, right? So that's initially where it came from. And then outside of that, you got people who might like your style or see something. That's nice. You got that? Well, yeah, now we have that available. So
got you.
At a much costly, cost efficient, cost effective. Am I saying that right?
You know what you're trying to say, good brother. It's all good.
It ain't gonna hurt your pockets. Let's say that. It ain't gonna hurt your pockets.
Let me ask you a question though, right? Throughout this journey, right, of leaving the gig, trying to figure things out, and figuring out like a passion that you're able to turn into a business, right? What has this journey taught you about yourself? Like, what have you learned about yourself throughout this whole process? You think, damn, because I'm pretty sure, like, anytime you go through a journey like this, it teaches you about yourself.
Yeah. I'm stronger than I ever thought I could be, Jim. Like, without going into a whole lot of personal stuff, man, I made a lot of mistakes, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like, I didn't graduate from Central. You know what I'm saying? But the bounce back, man, for me has been the biggest blessing ever. You know what I'm saying? So being able to come up out the ashes, as they say, and just really hone in on something. Like I feel like I found the niche. So just to keep going. So even when things feel like, it ain't going as good as I'd hope, like I can always look back at where I came from, man, and be like, bro, you like, I'm living a dream right now, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, listen, everybody has their own journey and their own story, and things happen for a reason. So like your testimony might be something that could help the next person coming up. So that's why I can tell your story, man. But you out here doing amazing things, man. I just want to say, first and foremost, man, I'm proud of you to see what you got going on, because it's positive. And it's something that's needed for the culture. It's needed for our people, like, just to see that we can do products as well, right? So I think that's dope. One more question before we got out here, though. Let me ask you this: what was it like when you saw Master P and his people reviewing your stuff? Like, did you get a call first, or did someone call you and say, "Yo, they looking at your stuff"? How was that?
I was in a Wawa somewhere, man, and somebody saw it and called me and was like, "Yeah, I saw you," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" Because I sent it to him maybe 6 months before before they actually aired it, because they get so many things in. So when I got the call, I'm like, "Wait, say that again?" And it was like, "Yeah, I saw you on Master P," and I was like, "Wow!" People looking at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, "Wow!" Smiling ear to ear, man. I couldn't wait to come home and share it with my family.
That's dope.
It was beautiful, man. So
that's dope, man. That's all part of the story, man. When you got $1 billion brand, you're gonna look back and be laughing at that story, man. So,
man, listen, right? And I hope to be sitting in the room with y'all, man, and we all gonna be, pushing.
Hey, man, listen.
Trying to teach people some things, man. Each one teach one.
That's what it's about, bro. That's definitely what it's about, man. Yeah. So I just want to say, man, again, I'm proud of you, man. Thank you for sharing your story. Much continued success, man. We're gonna put the link to all of your products and everything within the description of this episode, on the video, as well as the audio, in the show notes. We're gonna put the link so you can actually take a look at the sauces he's got going on, man. This is somebody that looks like us, that's creating a product that we don't have too much there. It's not too much there. So make sure you guys support, put all the social media links, make sure you follow what he's got going on social media. But I just want to say, man, thank you, bro. I just appreciate you, man. And much continued success.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing, man. People are watching, paying attention.
Thank you,
I'm sharing the word. I tell as many people as possible. And let's do it, man. Let's do it, bro. Man, listen, I'm with you. I'm behind you 100%.
Listen, man, I appreciate that, man. And for everybody out there, listen, as we always say, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep. Game elevates, and we'll see you guys in our next episode. Peace.
Peace.